Hey everybody, today Rahdo runs through a special news bulletin. Although, don't get me wrong, I'm not necessarily going to be starting to do any kind of weekly news updates or anything like that. Unless, I don't know, maybe people really want that. But I'm not promising anything like that. That sounds like a lot of work. And I'm a lazy daisy. But I thought there were a few things that have come, to a head recently that might be worth pointing out to you just in case you might have missed it. So the first few things I'm going to mention in this little news update are some Kickstarter related items. First of all, Biblios. Remember I did a run through for this quite a while ago. In fact, if you want to see that run through, if you haven't ever seen it, this is a wonderful game. This is Jen's and my absolute favorite, what would you call it, filler game. You know, a very tiny box, just a handful of cards, great game, plays great with two, plays great with more, wonderful auction action. The run through for it right there I think, on screen, in case you hadn't seen that. A lot of people, after they saw the run-through, they're very bummed to find out that you can't get this game because it generally only goes through very, very small print cycles. So if you had been looking for a copy of Biblios, I wanted to let you know you can get on Kickstarter right now, and really only just for a couple more days. It's almost over. Dr. Finn, the publisher, Steve Finn, the publisher of Biblios, is doing a Kickstarter campaign for Let Them Eat Shrimp, which in and of itself looks like a very, very cool little filler gateway game. Don't know anything about it really, but I do know that during this campaign you can get copies of Biblios. So it might be worth going to check that out if you've been wanting to get a copy of Biblios and have not been able to get it because it's, copies are few and far between. So that was the first one. What was the next one, you ask? Well, I wrote it down. How fortunate is that? Right, worker placement. I did a run through for that. Gosh, sometime back in mid-2013, I think. There's the link for it right there. Bink, 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 if you want to go check that out. Now, it was a very, very cool, Jen and I really enjoyed quite a bit, worker placement game called Worker Placement, all about you running a temp recruiting agency trying to find people jobs. Very, very cool game. Mixes worker placement with card drafting, a la Seven Wonders. We liked it. It was on Kickstarter at the time, and that Kickstarter campaign got canceled because it wasn't going so well. And there is a new Kickstarter campaign for it going right now. They've gone back to the drawing board. They've rejiggered the prices and whatnot. They've made it a much more attractive offer, I think. And so for people who had seen that original run through and thought they were interested in the game, but then that Kickstarter didn't come through, I just wanted to let you know it's back on Kickstarter now if you want to go check it. Next Kickstarter update. Oh, now I've never done a run through for this, never even talked about it before, but I'm only mentioning it because this is a game that I have backed, and you may or may not know, Jen and I, we don't have a lot of excess money just lying around to back games whenever we feel like it, with the whole retirement and Malta thing. But this game looked really good to me, and so I backed it because the price is super, super low. Just a very neat little card game from the Ragnar Brothers called Steam Donkey. And I don't know if it's actually going to make it, and I just want to get the word out. It looks like a very, very cool game that mixes steampunk with Victorian era holiday hotel management. It seems like it has a really great sense of humor, and if you go check out the Kickstarter page for Steam Donkey, don't be put off by the videos, which I think were maybe a misplaced attempt at humor that maybe turned more people off than on. I don't know if maybe that's why the game isn't succeeding with us, because it should really be getting a lot of attention. The game looks great. I've read the rules. I'm excited about it. So this is completely self-serving. Go check it out. I don't want this project to fail because I want to get my copy that I backed. So that was Kickstarter number 3. And now number 4 is probably the biggest one. Really, really kind of important to me. This is another one that we have personally backed. This is for the YouTube board game series called Board with Life, which, if you've never seen it, is an awesome, awesome show put on by a small group of folks in Texas, I believe. And this show is absolutely amazing. I mean, they do weekly news updates that are useful, but what's more interesting, they do fairly regular comedy bits set in the world of board games. And unlike a lot of board game fans' attempts at comedy, their stuff is actually really good. There's a cast of characters, and it's really kind of like, what would it be like if Seinfeld enjoyed board games? Because they do all these kind of really interesting character portraits. And the thing that I really enjoy about their show more than anything else is, unlike what I do, or Tom Vassell does, or Undead Viking, or pretty much 99% of all people who get in front of a camera to talk about board games, what they're doing reaches beyond the core niche board game fan. They're making stuff that can be absorbed and can entertain muggles, people who don't know about board games. I mean, I think it's them and Will Wheaton's Tabletop are really about the only shows out there that I think have a really strong chance of pulling people into the hobby and getting them excited. And so I think Board with Life is a hugely important show. And so they're running a Kickstarter campaign right now. It's been going for a while. And in fact, I think it's in, like, as of this moment right now, it's in its last day or two. So by all means, go check out their Kickstarter campaign. I mean, I backed, and you don't just have to do it out of the kindness of your heart. Actually, the level I backed, which I think was $25 US, you will get access to some video bits that you won't get access to any other way. And so, I mean, I think they really are making it worth their while. But I mean, their show is so great. If there was justice in the universe, they would make enough money off of this Kickstarter campaign that they could all quit their full-time jobs and devote their lives to just making really great, funny, entertaining, witty, very well produced, high production value board game bits that can spread the word and help us push through the mainstream even more. So definitely go check them out. That's Board with Life, and there's a link for their Kickstarter right there on the screen as well. Okay, and now that's it for the Kickstarter updates. One last thing. This is has nothing to do with anybody else. All to do with me. You may recall a couple of months ago, my wife Jen went to the States and carried a suitcase full of board games with her that I basically put up in auction. And at the time, a lot of people, and that was basically an auction for folks in North America. Although one lucky bidder in Brazil got our copy of Fury of Dracula. Oh boy, that turned out to be quite difficult getting that game to Brazil, but that's a story for another time. But anyway, at the time, a lot of folks were saying, hey, where's the love for the Europeans? We want an auction too. You're in luck. My wife is actually going to be making a trip to the UK in early April. And so she is going to be taking another suitcase full of games with her on a relatively miserable Air Malta flight. Jen's over there giving me a look right now.
It's EasyJet.
Oh, we'll be flying EasyJet, apparently. Forget about it. Anyway, so I have actually started up another auction for those games. I can't actually put a link that you can click on in a box on screen. So the links are in the show notes if you want to go find out what's there. And there are actually quite a few cool games on that auction. Some of them are very, very hard to get, especially in Europe. Some of them are pretty rare. So definitely, if you're interested, go check it out. And the bidding is open to everybody, not just people in the UK, not just people in the EU. I've actually included the actual weight of the parcels in the auction thing. So if you want to know how much it would cost to get shipped to you, you can go to Royal Mail's website and look up what international shipping would be for a box that covers that much. So you can have an idea of how much it would take to get these games to you. But anyway, definitely go check that out. That auction is going to be running for about a week, give or take. And if you happen to be in Guildford or near Guildford, you could actually pick them up from Jim and save yourself some shipping as well. Jen met actually some very, very nice people when she went to the States, and she actually had some fun gaming with them.
Fun!
Not that she is promising to, if you meet her in Guildford, actually have gaming time with you, but who knows, we shall see. Just wanted to let you guys know that auction is running right now. I just actually made it live a couple of minutes ago. Okay, that's it. That is it for the Rahdo Runs Through News Bulletins. Again, not promising future news bulletins, but just all these things came together and it really felt like it was worth talking about it. I mean, Biblios is fantastic. Worker Placement was a very, very cool gateway game. I think, if this thing does come to fruition, it's probably going to be our go-to gateway game for, muggles, for total, complete noobs. It's a really sweet, fun game. Steam Donkey looks very cool. I'm very excited about that. And the cost is so low. You can't afford not to back it. And then Board with Life, those guys and girls are amazing. Funny, entertaining. I just can't get enough of their stuff. And I think they should have all the money. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. And talk to you later. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.